Good evening, everyone. How are you? I'm here with two of my friends, Mr. Marco Torres. No, I did something different. There we go. Everyone's back. Ta-da! So we are going to be talking about Serge. Serge, you are a loyal man. Good on you. I wish all the glory to your house, sir. All the glory and good things to your house. I feel like we should say that to each other more. Just hey, glory to your house, sir. Good things. Fuck,
Good
man.
tidings towards your home.
Like, you know what? It's people who will stand there and go, no, I wish badness on somebody. You know how much work that is? Oh, God.
A plague upon both your houses.
Oh, that's so much work. Anyways, this is Falling to the Top, episode 20. Let's get things started. And, hey, out of Lego, somebody built a snake. This is what it looked like. There you go.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Oh my God. So,
what up, gentlemen?
Not much.
Hello.
I am 4 joints into my day. Two half-gram joints and probably like 1.5 grams. I feel like that's not much.
See that right there? That would laugh at your joint.
Oh, for sure.
He said I get 2 joints into the day. That's cute.
No, it doesn't take me much to. I'm not. Listen. I don't like coughing like a punk ass bitch. I don't like coughing like a punk ass bitch. But you know what though? That takes time. And you know what? I don't have it. Especially now that I've quit smoking. It's like, it's very difficult. But I don't know.
I didn't.
By the way, do you know?
What?
How's the quitting smoking cigarettes going?
So a friend of mine takes me for walks. I know how that sounds. He picks me up and he's like, "Hey, let's go for a walk in a park," and we have philosophical conversations. So he'll usually bring a pack of cigarettes and we'll smoke a little bit, but that's like once a week, and it'll be like 3 or 4 cigarettes, and then that's it. Like honestly, nothing sets off a joint more than a cigarette afterward. It feels so good.
That way.
It's like after sex cigarette, you know.
Oh yeah, it definitely pushes it higher, and especially like I've gotten some good. I met a wizardess, sorceress. I don't know, a lady who knows her weed. She's a wizard of the wood. She pointed me in the right direction of some great pre-rolls because I have sausage fingers. I can't roll. It just becomes a mess.
Get a roller.
I did. I tried. They turned out mediocre. But I either overfilled or didn't fill enough, so they never came out good. Like, they were never uniform because my sausage fingers always got in the way.
No,
So
we got to send you some American technology to roll your joints, man.
It's tough to roll.
I was thinking. Sorry. What were you gonna say, Duffy?
Saying it is difficult to roll joint. Like this is me. I'm rolling a penter for myself. But
a joint of roaches.
Just a little guy. Just for a little. Hey, how you doing?
Here, these are what I use because I know how to roll a joint and a blunt. I just got lazy over my days. But these right here, this company makes an awesome fucking roller, dude. And they're cheap as hell. Yeah.
I'll show you the one that I've been using, or I was using.
I paid for there was a dude at the flea market before last. He had them for $5. I bought like 4 or 5 of them.
I'll show you. This is what I have right here. I have Gold Grinder, which is super ghetto. Okay. I have the raw rolling thingy-mabobber. That thing.
Yeah, those suck, dude.
Sure. Yeah.
The raw ones suck.
I have the raw filter paper, and then Elements ultra thin rice papers for the paper.
The paper is good. Your roller sucks. The quality of them things, like the composite that they use the frame with, stretches sideways so your rollers pop out. and the band that goes around, like the vinyl that they use on it,
Yeah.
stretches out real quick.
And
I've never had good things with the raw ones.
So this is the thing is when I dosed it, so when I put enough weed in it, it was fantastic. No issues whatsoever. Hey, do you think we could get sponsored by a fucking
that'd be
vendor?
awesome. That'd be
I would
awesome.
love that.
Oh, we could start a whole new show just testing bud, like reactions to different buds. Oh,
I would do a thorough, and dude, I can document the shit. Like a couple times last week, I saw Jesus. That was awesome. I'll tell you, like it was.
I see Jesus all the time. We got immigrants coming in behind the fucking gas station up the road.
Listen, you need.
And his name is
portion
Jesus.
control. You need portion control, like I need portion control, sir. Just the other way around, okay?
There's
I
no
need
portion control in smoking.
I feel like if I'm become useless, it feels very bad. Hi, Irene. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Super.
Oh, them little bitties.
Oh no. Hi, Marco.
Look, that's what I named it. It's Matt Duffy, and Tiggo Bitties Productions.
It definitely exists.
That's a great name. It's a great name. I can see it in lights.
A cannabis connoisseur, like
No,
definitely is the 20th way to be.
Can't be mad.
Dude. But yeah. So I've been having a good time with the stuff I've gotten. But I tell you, it's weird because now you're like, listen, I started laughing in the store the last time I went because I'm like, listen, I talked to Sorceress last week, and today I'm like, oh, I have an order for marijuana that I'd like to pick up. And by the end, do you have any dark chocolate marijuana? I would like some dark chocolate marijuana as I'm celebrating.
This is 78% cacao. I'm pretty sure I told you 98% cacao.
Yeah. What am I, a peasant?
Look this out of my fucking face.
This is the thing is I really wish when there were like opium gangs, instead there were just weed gangs and everyone just got along. It was like, yeah, man, we just smoke a lot of weed and everybody just kind of just puts around and does their thing.
Dude, have you ever had real deal like opium, like the shit that they had in the Yum Yum houses?
I may have had medical grade opium.
Yeah.
So I'm not. That would
no joke.
Yeah. Like I know they have kids cocaine in hospitals, which is not a funny thing. Yeah.
I know they got medical grade coke. I've never like tried it or seen it or whatever. But as far as the opium, man, like I remember coming across some at a music festival. A fucking young kid had like balls of it in a Budweiser bottle, just wrapped up in cellophane. They were like huge fucking balls of it, and he was selling them for $5 a piece. Me and my buddy bought the whole fucking bottle, dude. This shit, I mean, look, God. I ain't never had nothing like stop me from smoking weed. This shit will have you sitting in your bedroom in your underwear, just sweating, just you knew why them Chinese people were stuck in them dresser shelves or whatever, just laid out.
Why?
They were just laid out, dude. You were so hot, dude. My dude BG is your size, Dino, if not a little bigger, and he was always like that. Now imagine sitting in whitey tighties and just whitey tighties on the edge of the bed with a porcelain fucking opium pipe. Just
what kind of a high? Hold on, what kind of a high does opium give?
It's like a real mellow stuck, like you're just stuck, dude.
Oh, it's like morphine then.
Yeah. Well, what do you think they make fucking morphine out of?
Yeah, but I don't know. I've had very heavy drugs, but at the same time, the really heaviest ones have mostly been medicinal, like in a hospital or something like that, where like I had gallstones.
Those don't count.
Like I tried.
Oh God, they count. Trust me. I became invincible. They once dosed me with morphine because I had a gallbladder attack. And they were like, okay, we got to take blood and everything. They're like, okay, it just looks like it's just inflammation. We're going to give you some morphine. And I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting there and I'm like hunched over like this. And they put it in the IV and I'm like, Oh yeah, just I can't do anything. Like, dude, it was like immediately I was the Incredible Hulk. I'm like, I can go through walls. It's fantastic. Hey, sir, just going. What's up, Jay?
What were you saying, Duff?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, from opioid, I've had like 80 milligram ones, and that's, yeah, you're flying like a kite. It's fun.
See, I'm not a fond of the opioid pills, but like pure real deal opium.
Yeah.
And it tastes like lavender too. Like it's got such a pretty smell to it.
God, that's okay. We got to stop trying to pitch opium as the drug of choice. It's not. Let's stop doing that.
I was at my mom's house a couple weeks ago, and I just happened to go into my old room, and my old opium pipe went from that whole time of life is still sitting on the shelf. Like I bought a porcelain and sterling silver opium pipe, like Indian, like from India. That's how good it was.
No drugs, just hugs. Oh, hacks and narc. There you go. Yeah, you know what? Listen, realistically, I feel like there's certain things that are good and then certain things are bad, right? Like realistically, if your bills are paid and there's a roof over everyone's head, spend your own time as you please. But mix it with weed and drink ice. Honestly, but that's the thing is, as long as your bills are paid and everything's taken care of, who cares? There's a guy that was interviewed by Rogan a couple times who's like, he admitted he's a professor with tenure and he admitted to doing heroin regularly. You're like, hey man, I don't think that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think you should be telling people that shit.
That's that's an inside voice type thing. Like, hey, none of
that's
these.
The heroin talking.
Also true. I don't know. I've never done any of that. I don't know that I could do anything with needles. That seems a little.
Yeah, that could never be my thing either. I'm not a fan of needles at all.
No.
And then it looks like, from what you see on TV, it looks like dirty fucking water that you're pumping into your vein. Like yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. No, definitely. That's yeah. No, thank you. I feel like that's what I like about weed is you're like, it's not that bad. You're like, okay, you know what? That's fine.
Oh, they're coming out with all, the studies now, and they're the groups that are always going to be against it. But now there's a new study I seen. Does marijuana affect your heart?
Yeah.
But it doesn't answer the question. It just goes on and on and on, and they're doing studies, this and that. But at the end of the day, it don't say whether it fucks with your heart or not. You know why? Because they've done these studies for fucking years, and it don't.
Oh, any study you see on marijuana right now is going to be like from the 60s and 70s. They've already studied it ad nauseum. The problem is they said, you know what it is? It's bad. And you're going.
It's bad for the paper industry. That's what it is.
Hey, listen, hemp toilet paper is supposed to be better toilet paper than normal toilet paper. And you can have, I think, 3 crops within one 12-month period. So you're like, it's far superior in production and everything like that. Jay, you of all people, so Jay Martin is a barrelman for a rodeo, and he was the one who drove the monster cars and everything. Jay, you're allergic to morphine. Like, number one, that must have sucked finding out. And also, like, holy shit, what do you do? Because
there's other drugs. There's other drugs.
Isn't Dilaudid just like morphine? You can't
Whoa, I haven't heard that name in fucking ever.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a little kid, my best friend's fucking mom used to run those. Like, they used to shoot those like heroin. Like, I remember going to the dope man's house, going to grab her and just her dude with the spoon and everything. Like, I always thought that whole spoon thing, I never knew, like, I didn't know about heroin until later on in life. Like, motherfuckers was freebasing Dilaudid, dude. Like, wow, I haven't heard that never.
Dude, that's messed up. Dilaudid, they gave, what was it? My oldest brother, he is the only one of my siblings that has kids. And when his wife is a super nerd too. So when they gave her Dilaudid, and she was blitzed out of her mind. It was the funniest fucking shit I've ever heard. But yeah, it was.
Yeah, I can't understand how I mean, unless you're like a burn victim or like some major, because that is some seriously addicting shit.
Dude, Dilaudid is you have to use that sparingly. It was a disaster. I had my ankle surgery and they used morphine and sent me into cardiac arrest. Holy shit!
Oh fuck!
Anyways, you know what? So we were originally we were going to talk about food was what we were going to discuss. Now, one thing that I've noticed, so we've talked about it on Retired Scoundrels, and we've talked about it on other shows as well. How food is not as good for you as it used to be. That's basically what it was.
Not all.
That is also too. If anyone wants to comment on my new little thing on the side where it says "Sup Guy," that is me, or supposed to be me, as a new logo I'm trying out. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, so with regards to genetically modifying food and stuff like that, there are certain things that are good, certain things that are bad. Obviously, them being more resistant to bacteria and bugs and things like that, those are all good things. When they start manipulating it with different genes, the idea that there's fish genes in potatoes, it makes them last longer. You're like, that's weird shit, and I don't want that part.
All right, so here's something on the more organic side of things. And we all assume the latter, but it's not. Do you know that there is no official federal law against eating cat or dog in America?
I feel like that would be a municipal law.
I feel like there's no real. I mean, I heard of people getting in trouble, but there's no law against. I mean, you can literally eat your cat or your dog, dude. Can't fuck them, but you can eat them.
Yeah. Oh, where's Ryan? Why did you? Every week the cocksucker just comes in. Hey, Ryan, what's up? What are you waiting for?
I just didn't want to be rude and just come in until you brought me in, bud.
So are you like on BG time or what?
Go from? I've been sitting there for a while. Can we talk about how Marco just went from like organic food to wanting to fuck his cat and dog? Because like that was a weird.
What did you just hear?
Like he was like, you can eat them, but you can't fuck them. That's weird. And I was like, what? When the hell?
Because it's both bad. What the? Where's your mind at, man?
I don't want to eat or have sex with my animals. You run a rescue too, like that. I'm a little worried now. Like I'm a little worried now. Like this is the weird. This is the wrong kind of research that I want to see from someone that runs an animal rescue.
Look, it came up on my news feed. It was a picture of a cat and a dog chilling together, and it said, "No official federal law against eating your pets."
It just came up. You didn't Google nothing. You didn't look at nothing. Okay,
I don't have to anymore. You know how many rabbit holes I done jumped in and out of?
I'm
the
just
shit
saying,
that pops up on my feed. We were talking about cannibalism on a few of my shows.
I'm not going to plug the place that we sponsor that you work at, but yeah, I don't know if they like that should not be in your search history. Like you have access to way too many lost and missing animals. Okay.
Hey,
on that note, if you like what you've been watching, please feel free to subscribe to everything we're doing here. Check out our Patreon or our Cash App. Send us some money so we can keep on doing this stuff. The least you could do is like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate it greatly. Continue, gentlemen.
I'm gonna just say, coming from Team People, if the shit goes down, I love my animals. I would probably shoot somebody before I shoot one of my animals, but best believe I'll eat one of my dogs before I eat a person. But don't think I won't eat a person.
Let's just bring it back to that. If this shit ever really goes down, you already have dog recipes. Like, not dog food recipes, dog food recipes. Like, you already
you two above us are
me.
attached to Asians. I don't want to hear it.
My time to finish the joke. You already know how to make Kung Pao woof woof, okay? You already, like,
Whoa. Whoa. Let's Listen, Jay, a little mutton better than nothing. I love it. You're right. Number one, I don't think you can eat a cat. I don't think you'll. It's like
No, they'll
rabbit.
give you
It will kill
syphilis.
you. Does it
Cat,
say-
yeah, you get syphilis from eating cat.
I know you can catch stuff. So a dog, yes. The problem is now dogs are the size of purses, and that's bullshit. Like it's not good.
It's sandwich
Dogs used to be
size.
big, right? So
It's the sandwich size, man.
Duffy,
yeah, it's a sandwich with feet. Right?
I'm the one on here that's clearing his history religiously, and these fools are googling this stuff. Okay, that's all I'm saying. All right.
Why do you need to
man.
Google, man?
I
This is
love
real
me
life.
first. I love me first. Okay, I am unapologetically me, sir. Thank you.
I just want to know. I want to because Ryan, you're saying that you're innocent in this. You could have just let, as we usually do when Marco says stupid shit. We just let it and we just move on.
Yeah, it's really bothering him.
When bad shit happens, we just try to move on and ignore it as best as possible.
I needed an entry point. I'd been waiting for 11 minutes. I needed to come in strong.
All you had to do was
just spew some Ryan all over this and make it worse. And I'll add some Ryan to it, and it'll just be like, oh, it's gonna light everyone on fire, and this whole thing will be perfect because
Man, just a little splooge of rye.
that's why that is perfect.
Doesn't even bother me anymore. That was a good day. That was a lot of money. It was a good day.
I don't know why you'd be bothered in the first place. That's a celebration. Okay.
Yes.
That's your sluttiness finally paying off. Okay. That's what that is. You should be happy.
It's like a banner underneath Marco that said "You will be offended." It's accurate.
That's definitely.
Things that
listen, good or bad, you're gonna get offended by Marco. That's pretty fair.
It will happen. You're still gonna like him.
Okay, deep fried tabby, definitely. Boo.
No,
Sour husky. Hey now, husky's a good work animal. I don't think you can do that.
Could you imagine
Dude, I've
having
seen
a
a
clean...
documentary on monosodium glutamate, and it was actually originally used by the Asians to humanely euthanize animals to prepare them for cooking.
Sounds delicious.
Okay, well we're all just.
If you
hey,
these, I would name them sweet and sour. That's cool. That's just a cool name.
Now you got to name hamsters that, because if you ever look at a piece of sweet and sour pork or chicken and look at a baby hamster, you'll really not want to eat sweet and sour pork or chicken.
Why does it have to be a baby hamster, you monster? What's wrong with
He's
you?
looking at the same memes we're looking at. That's why.
Yeah.
It's the same Facebook feed, man. I'm really starting to be like, me and Marco are apparently getting recommended the same like trending shit. Like that's not okay. Like I don't want to be in Marco's subgroup. Like
How do you know that I ain't in yours, motherfucker? No, you're the one with the Me Too basement.
Listen.
That's you guys are being so.
I can't even with you guys. Right? That's hilarious. That's.
I got a picture of Ryan. Ryan, last time he was at a sporting event, is this one?
That was when Ryan was still kind of thin.
They left it out. They said take as much as you want. They left it out. I'm not responsible.
This yogurt says it's from Mr. C. Mon. But I mean, anyway.
You know what I would steal from like a ballpark? The giant tubs of stadium mustard. Is that just like an American thing? Do you guys have like the spicy brown mustard in Canada? Hello?
Spicy brown mustard?
Like the stadium the stadium mustard. Like the
we have mustard, yes.
Okay.
No, like what color is your mustard?
Yellow, as it should be.
So we have yellow mustard, and then we have stadium mustard. It's a brown mustard. It's a little bit spicier. A lot of times it's called German mustard. And then if you want to get bougie,
it looks like seeds.
Almost.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yes, that's what we call it here too, a German mustard.
And then if you want to get bougie, you get Grey Poupon.
I have another food question. So apparently the reason there's fluoride in our water in America is because there was a huge surplus left over after World War one or two?
It's a byproduct. It's like
my question is, it's illegal in a bunch of other countries. Do you guys have fluoridated water in Canada, or is that like?
I believe we do.
Do we have what? Sorry. What
Is
did you
there
say?
is there fluoride in your water? Do you guys have fluoride in your waters too?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, listen, but I'm in an Asian household, so all the water is what goes through a Brita, then is boiled, and then is left out at room temperature. If you want cold water in my house, it's just room
like an
temperature
hour?
water. Oh, are you kidding me? It's at just room temperature, and I'm like, can I have some ice? They're like,
it's 100 degrees outside. Can I get a cube?
That's the other thing. How do you even get like fluoride out of water? Like, I don't think the Brita does it, bud. I don't.
No,
It filters out a lot of it, but like when I worked for the water department, they actually they put it in there, and like I said, it was a byproduct that one of these big chemical companies way back in the day had a big surplus for, and they had no way to disposing of it, so they came up with this. There's some kind of science that says it's decent for your teeth or whatever, but it's not very it's iffy on that science, but. Don't kill a motherfucker quickly enough for it to be noticed. So the governments fucking use it, and then it's in our water. And conspiracy theorists say it's to dumb us down because if you look at the effects on a person,
it's long-term exposure is supposed to dampen your brain a bit. Yeah.
Question. I am a as they say, bougie bitch with my water. But do you guys remember there was an algae bloom in the Great Lakes? Would have been late 90s, where you couldn't drink it. Do you remember that? Do you guys remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Was it a red algae?
I don't know if it was red, but it was a specific algae.
I remember there was some
the
kind
water
of red
stunk.
algae.
The water stunk. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it may not have been in Canada at that time. But
I remember there being warnings like that all the time.
Yep.
And like none anymore. Like at this point, they're just like, yeah, no, you guys are fucked. You guys keep drinking this.
We built an immunity to it.
Hey, that's the real question. Is this so for Toronto or Ontario beaches? There are actually quite a few beaches on Lake Ontario, and they worked towards cleaning up those beaches of any waste and stuff like that. And you're like, they did a great job. And now they'll rank them. And now it took about 15 years. 10 to 15 years of them working towards that, where now they're usually all swimmable on a regular basis throughout the entire summertime. Now, that being said, is it a possibility that the standards just got low enough where it's like, oh yeah, now they're fine? Or was it that there's actually been cleanup? Right?
I think
Might be a little bit of
partially cleanup, but I think at the same time they've just reached a point that they're like, whatever. Like it's in everything now. Like it's like
here's a question for you.
I mean, it's 50% of people are going to get cancer. Like it's just known that like the shit is in everything now. They don't care anymore.
Well, here's a question for you. You got say you have we'll say just a lake. We'll use Lake Ontario or whatever.
Yeah.
One of the parts that they swim in. Now, was it worse off before when they had a little bit of whatever the fuck in the water that they had to clean out, or now that they have thousands and thousands of people in there at any given time, like urinating in that water? What's worse?
Yeah.
Well, I remember we share this freaking shitty lake. I remember. I mean, it's still at the science center. You go and they have like this diagram of like our water treatment system, and when there's a heavy storm, it dumps sewage into the lake. It always has. It always will. And for the last like 5 or 6 years, they've been working on like a new treatment thing, and it's like $1 billion project in Cleveland. They got all these cute little areas that they're building up, and they're making these little treatment plants
filter out the heroin needles.
And it's like, I remember, I don't remember the exacts, but I remember looking into it, and they spent billions of dollars to only improve it slightly. Like it's still going to dump sewage when they're done with this project. In a heavy rain, it's still going to dump sewage, just less, just less. I'm like, it's been 100 years. You guys can't figure out a way to not dump the shit into the lake every time it rains hard. Really?
And you know that goes back to that other show we had about the new burial things that's going greener or whatever,
Mhm.
and how people are ending up in the food because like they have this new thing where they dissolve your body in pretty much acid and then they just dump you in the sewer.
No.
Well, that sewer water gets mixed in with everything the fuck else, and once that goes through the water treatment plant, the government actually uses the fertilizer and the shit that they filter out of the water as fertilizer for crops and the circle of life.
I've lost. There was a thing I had. No, that was for food waste, and this one. No, that was from memory. Yeah, no, there was a whole thing. By the way, yes. So this is the mustard you were discussing. Yes.
Yeah.
That's the number. Okay, yeah, we do have that. That's definitely true. See, that's the thing is, the only real way for us to combat real pollution to freshwater systems and rivers and lakes is for us to spread the fuck out. Like a city is a non-starter for environmental health. Period.
Yeah.
Like period. Go fuck yourself. This is a algae bloom for drinking water. Lake Erie's algae blooms are an annual threat to the health of drinking water of more than 11 million people. This is unacceptable. Someone who's watching our show just sent me that. Yeah, Lake Erie, fucking suck. Kick rocks there, Lake Erie. Get your shit together. Which one's the deep one? Ontario's deep. Superior's deep.
Mm-hmm.
Is Michigan deep? Because Michigan has weird shit happen all over it. Like weird shit.
But see, Erie's the one that always they have the Erie monster and all that shit.
Every one of them
has
something.
Really? I've never heard of any other ones. That's just the one that was supposed to be Erie. I think his name is. Oh, and there's Champ and Lake Champlain too.
Yeah, no, every one of them has the same thing.
Well, but also too, there's a significant amount of shipwrecks and like crazy shit that was dumped in the lake. Crazy shit happened on the lake. Crazy shit is in that lake. Like people are like, "Hey, let's go swim," and I'm like, "Go fuck yourself!" Like,
supposedly there's a tunnel going through Lake Erie that goes to Dwight Patterson.
Well, I mean, think about it this way: they've been mining for salt underneath the lake for what, 50 years now?
Yeah,
like it's got to be huge. It's got to be a huge complex under there.
Hey, but
no doubt.
So if that falls, like you know what's gonna happen? Like it's gonna be just Ness's brothers and sisters. You betcha. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No, we have lost you're absolutely right. We've lost a shit ton of boats, like a shit ton of wrecks in the lake.
So there's a whole industry with regards to salvage and where like weird shit can be found, but also too like some shit you cannot. It doesn't follow salvage rules. So
that like military shit and stuff, you can't just pull up and be like, "Hey, this is mine."
Well, so I personally like the movie Sahara with what's his face? Matthew McConaughey. All right. Yeah, big cock McGee, and he was. But I'm like, the whole thing was they're like, oh, it belongs to the U.S. government. They're like, we found nothing that belongs to the U.S. government because it belonged to the Confederate government. Which you're going, that is
loophole.
It's a nice little scam. Which I'm like, interesting.
Well, I mean, like in Europe and stuff, man, they just if you find a tank and some fucking piece of property that you go, oh, look, I got me a new tank. And you're driving around a tank in the backyard. Yeah. They just leave fucking old Cold War military shit just. You know, when they ran out of gas or they froze up or whatever, the war was just over. Nobody came and got that shit.
Dude, Steve Zahn he's an incredible actor and he's a fucking chameleon. If only he was a bit taller and he would have got more work. With regards to this, what?
Just to follow Marco for a second, that was the funniest thing for me. You know, Russia's been invaded multiple times, and every time they're invaded, people run out of fuel and supplies and shit. And then the first week in Ukraine, they were running out of food. And so I'm like, damn, just nobody follows history. Just no, like you would think your army would be good at that one thing. Like you've watched everyone else die because of it.
Yeah. Yes,
and you just ran out of gas.
First.
Hey, what we can conclude is Russia's too goddamn fucking big. That's it. That's what we conclude. It's too big for them to attack, too big for them to be attacked. they should fucking go kick rocks. Ta-da!
Like
Warsaw.
there's been enough, and not just Russia, just anyone. There's been enough circumstances in history that entire armies have been destroyed because they didn't think about supplies. Like, if you're gonna invade somebody,
Didn't they try to invade Siberia in the wintertime? Somebody had the great idea to try to invade Siberia.
multiple times.
Wonder why their whole army just died.
Multiple.
They didn't even make it to the
It's
war.
part of their It's always been part of Russia's plan. They have so much space that they just withdraw. They just, in the middle of the winter, they'll just withdraw all the way back.
Come on,
And-
come on.
Come on. We'll see you when you get here.
It's the same idea of wounding an animal and then just following it. It's just gonna die eventually.
Mhm.
And you come to Russia during wintertime, they could just sit there and wait. They're like,
Yeah.
no, we're just,
Them fuckers,
Hang out.
they're
As
outside
long
butt
as you-
naked in the morning, like, good morning, USSR.
yeah. Russians wake up, grab some snow, rub it on their balls. They're like, morning. Looks like snow. That's, yeah. By the
Only
way,
4 foot today? Pussies.
pussies. That's spring weather. Start to plant. By the way, so Ohio River has catfish the size of cars. So Ryan and I did a random tandem about cryptids a while ago, and they were saying how one of the things we researched was that there's a job of cleaning out behind dams. So essentially, all the silt and everything just gets crammed in there. So you got to go in and clean it up and empty certain areas and do stuff. The problem is that they'll find catfish that are just sitting there and just getting fat, like just sitting there getting fat, because stuff will just come by and they just eat it. The thing is, these guys are swimming by it and it won't bite them. But if it were to bite them, they're like,
They're fucked.
their entire body just, boom, that's it. They're gone.
See,
And the
that's
thing
a
is-
perfect example of America right there. You know, shit got dammed up. Everything came in easy. Everybody's all fat and lazy. And
Yep.
if you come near us and fucking talk shit, you're going to get eaten.
Just one and out, and you're done. But yeah, they were saying that a lot of those guys, they are on call for like emergency situations, but they usually only last like 2 or 3 times going on in there. So it's like you're hired until you have to actually go in. You do it once, and then you're like, "Fuck this job," and you bounce. So
No, I
it's
think-
high
I think
paying, but yeah.
The one of them was because they go in a lot of times, and I remember this. Like, it's super dark, it's super dirty. They can't
There's
fucking
no
see.
light. Yeah.
And then there's always like horrible accidents because like people are idiots, and you'll have a dive team down there, and somebody will switch something on like a jackass. It's beautiful.
Guy.
See, I would think that if it was something like that and they really have proof of this shit, damn well we could catch it. So why not grab one of the, you know how quickly we could feed a lot of homeless and hungry. You want to stop them immigrants?
I'm gonna
Drop a
stop you.
fucking a
I'm gonna
catfish the
stop you
size
right
of a
there.
monster
You know
truck down
damn
in
well this is
Tijuana.
America. If we catch that fish, we ain't feeding ain't nobody giving that fish to the homeless. Ain't
Going on
nobody
my
giving
wall,
that fish
baby.
to the immigrants.
Gordon
They-
Ramsay will have a new show slicing it up.
This is America. They're not even gonna cook that fucking fish. Let's be real. They're gonna
Oh no! I
hang that
believe
shit up.
that fish is gonna go to the highest bidder in sandwiches and shit, like $1,000 fucking.
Hey, I believe the name is Catfish Hunter, and he will be mine. Okay, Catfish Hunter.
See Dino like on top of this huge catfish, like Aquaman on the fucking dolphins.
Absolutely. Are you kidding? So, I saw somebody. They sent me a picture of a sturgeon, at least 20 feet long. At least 20
Sturgeons
feet.
is huge.
Dude, sturgeon, full on. So remember, sharks. The one cool thing about TikTok and Instagram is the reels give you some cool facts every so often. A lot of the times, if somebody says life hack, they're full of shit. Don't do whatever they're doing. Okay, but one of them was they were saying how sharks are older than trees. Did you know that? You're going, sharks, hold on, older than trees. Get fucked. Because remember, we used to have mushrooms that were as big as buildings. That used to exist as a fungi.
It just makes logical sense because most of life like started in the freaking ocean. So like when you think about it, you're like, yeah, no, mate, that makes.
There's a lot of shit that's
I saw
older than trees.
I saw
Fuck.
one that kind of messed me up the other day. It was talking about like people still think that like trees get their nutrients and grow so big from the ground, but like 90%, again, I'm off on the percentages here, I'm sorry, of trees is like it's the carbon. It's all the carbon that it pulls from the air. So like when they get that big, it's because they've been pulling carbon out of the air for hundreds of years. And I was like,
Annie's new series, Catfish Hunter.
You ever see an oarfish? The shit that they make the fillet of fish out of?
bro,
Number one, I don't think a fillet of fish is made of fish.
And it's called an oarfish, and it don't look like a fish. It looks like an eel.
no, let's back this up. I believe the fillet of fish is made out of like 20 different fish, just like the French fries are made out of like
it's all lampreys.
It's like 5, like the fillet of fish. They drag the neck, they bring it up, and they put it in a grinder. They don't give a shit what's in there.
No, that's Starkist tuna.
They don't even pull the plastic out. Like it's just whatever's in the net is going in the fillet of fish. Okay.
I feel like it's like the third dredge. Like the first dredge, that's like top tier stuff.
Yeah.
Second dredge, you're like maybe some rocks. Third dredge, it's a type of moss, technically edible. We can dye it white. It's fine. Now it looks like fish.
I had this weird thought. I couldn't sleep. I had this thought the other day since we're on food. It's weird to me that like as humans we eat so many bottom feeding animals. Like we eat so like pigs eat trash. We love catfish. Like we eat so many animals that like feed off of just horrible shit, and we're like, yeah, this tastes good.
Well, I mean, like shrimp. Shrimp are the cockroach. Shrimp and lobster are cockroaches of the sea.
Cockroaches of the sea, and they're lobster is fine dining, and I'm like, that's literally like it literally feeds off trash. Like
they eat shit.
They eat. Yeah, they eat shit and decomposing. Anything that's on the bottom of the ocean, they eat that shit. And I'm like, so much of like our fine cuisine and like things that we love is like, yeah, no, they eat trash and then we eat them and we love it.
So,
yeah.
Would you expect much more?
What do you guys think about that?
I think they pulled the dog. I think they pulled the dog out of that. Is what happened.
Why is Marco sharing a screen? Oh,
I'm
shit.
scared. I don't
Nothing
know.
weird. Don't do anything weird.
No, that's nothing weird. That's just the oarfish. Look at that.
Oh,
that's your fillet of fish sandwich right there.
Oh, that's the same thing. This fucking thing.
Yeah. That's your fillet. You got about 100 fillet of fishes them guys are holding.
I love the comment, Jay.
Would Jay comment?
One man's trash is another man's meal.
Absolutely.
Well, isn't that the truth, right? All right, let me do that there. Hold on. Marco, I think you have to remove that yourself because otherwise it might kick out you and your thing. I don't know. Food has changed a lot. We're going... by the way, for everyone watching, I'm not going to be here for next Wednesday. I'm going on vacation for a few days. I should be after this show next week. I'll be back for the next show, but everything in between, I won't be here. But food's changed. It's gotten more expensive. This is one of the things with regards to the image that I uploaded was that for the first time, inflation on groceries is higher than inflation on restaurants. That doesn't make any sense.
No, not at all.
So it is now becoming cheaper to eat out than it is to make food.
Been that way for a while. I mean, when you eat when you eat cheap, like when you go to like places like.
But this is all around. This is all around. Like period.
Now it's everywhere.
But don't you find it odd that a lot of the places that were hit during the pandemic was a lot of the restaurants? Now, all of a sudden, you kind of like are forced to eat at a restaurant.
These are sensical thoughts, my friend, and it worries me.
Hey, man, it's kind of odd to me that all of a sudden all these restaurants are pissing and moaning, and now we can't eat nothing but the restaurants.
So you know what? Okay, so number one, Jay, aren't we all looking for the horror fish? That's fair. I'm going up north for like 5 days. Just my wife needs a break, and I'm a bougie little whore, so I'm going up north with her. Maybe restaurants are afraid to raise their prices considering COVID killed so many. Also a viable point. Also a viable point. Well, listen, they're okay. Number one, Uber Eats and all those things are out of control with regards to their extra fees and little addendums here and because at the beginning of the pandemic, awesome. But now they've become the new Zuckerberg, where he looks like a robot and doesn't know how to do normal things. Like he's like, I am a human. It is great being human. And you're like,
Hey,
yeah, the guy, you ain't human.
Try Grubhub. They don't give. I can't say anything negative
Yeah,
about.
don't knock your employer.
Don't knock the employer. But
Yeah,
no, Grubhub.
you don't, but we can.
Grubhub has less fees.
Does it? Is like, listen, there has to be a lost leader still floating that's trying to get by, right? So there's got to be somebody who's making less.
Well,
But
yeah, I
ultimately-
mean, you know, there was the push for the $15 an hour fucking, you know, Mickey D's jobs and all these other restaurants around. Like, but now that they got all this, they can't find nobody that wants to work.
Can we stay on the catfish and let's go away from the dystopia that is our society. I don't want to have a cry tonight. I don't want to think about this shit.
Also, too, it's an all-inclusive resort that we're going to, so it's going to be actually like they have balcony, jacuzzi.
Line, you're going to Rob and Cheryl's house up in fucking up in Alaska. He's gonna be in Rob's bathtub.
When he said up north, and I'm like, what is more north than Toronto? Wilderness? You're going
Rob's house.
Wilderness is beautiful.
You're not going to go murder your wife, are you?
No.
You know,
No.
Robin Williams did that shit, man.
All right.
No. Okay.
It was a
more
movie.
north. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Hey,
it
man,
was like
I'm still not allowed to leave Canada because of Canada's rules. Bullshit.
I thought it was Toronto and then like the Great White Wall, you know, and then everything above Toronto was just White
No.
Walkers and giants.
Oh,
What's called the Great Canadian Shield. Sorry.
Winter is
What'd you say,
coming.
Duffy? We didn't hear you.
Great Canadian Shield.
Yeah. So the Great Canadian Shield is significantly further north than Toronto. It's probably around like 20 hours driving north. And then
You're not like a Russian agent. You're not going to drive to Russia like Sarah Palin said you could, are you?
Number one, you can't. Number two, like,
Yet they're working on it. China's funding it. I don't know, but they probably are. They probably are. That could be bullshit, or that could be 100% real. This is the world we're living in.
With all the supposed melting ice caps and shit like that, maybe now. You know,
someone sent me a pic. One of our viewers sent me a picture of north of Toronto, and it looked like this. Which, you know what? Like, yeah, that's true. That's fair. We are buying supplies before we go north. I'll tell you that. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Do you remember the beginning of the first X-Men when Rogue was trying to go to Alaska? She was looking for Laughlin City, and they dropped her off in this looked like a truck stop of a town. There's snow everywhere. I feel like that's what you're pulling up to.
Listen, don't forget to pack water and like an extra can of gas. Okay, just do better than Russia.
No,
I'm saying.
Hey, up north,
a little better.
The water up north is, we're talking top tier shit, eh? Like those.
No
guys,
shit, it's coming from the snow.
But not where you break down at. That's not the water where you break down at is not gonna be top tier. You're gonna break down where Cleveland dumps its fucking trash in Canada.
You know what's real jacked up? We've been talking a lot of survival. He's going up north. I feel like he's gonna come back without his wife and like, you know, with like a whole cooler full of lunch meat and ribs and shit. All teriyaki style.
Listen, let's be very clear.
It'd be like that one movie. He's just sitting there. They're both dying in the car. So he kills her, and 30 seconds later, help shows up, and he's like, "Well,
You mean The Mist with the worst possible ending in history?
Yeah.
The mist was fucked up.
Yeah, well, we can't let this
Listen.
meat go to waste.
Let's be very clear. Cleveland does not send their trash to Toronto. Like Toronto, we all send it to Michigan. Okay, that's where it all goes. It all goes to Michigan. Okay, Cleveland, Canada, it all goes to Michigan. That's where.
So we can't send Ryan up to Toronto.
No.
Oh no! Come on. You know how much complaining he would. He wouldn't be able to be secretly in the garbage because he'd be bitching and complaining within 5 minutes.
The
of being
whole
dumped in
time.
there. Whole time. Do you guys have food service? No, you're a secret.
You know how much it costs to get into this garbage can?
Oh God.
God, I love you guys. You guys are sick bastards.
We keep you humble there, brother. Keep you humble. Keep you humble. That's what we do.
I don't believe I gotta drive an hour and a half to fucking Cleveland to fix this fucker's green screen. I'm not OCD. Every fucking week I see that crackled fucking shit behind, and it doesn't do any favors for your face at all. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Hey, listen, Ryan, we lasted to the 50th minute
You guys
before
did
we had
really-
to call you out.
You guys did really good today. You did really good. Go ahead and play the thing. Just go ahead and play. You know you want to do it. Just do it.
I do everything. With a little side of
emotional damage.
That's how cookie crumbles are, guys.
We got to get that Chia Pet and be able to put. I know there's an app that you can make the jaw move on it, and just have like Ryan say that story about the crying chick in the back seat, but the Chia Pet's head moving like on top of a Johnny Cab.
It's been a beautiful day. I had a good time. Thank you all. It's been so fun.
That's what got you, the Chia Pet or the Johnny Cab?
I don't know. And he's left. Well, that's been the show, guys. We talked a little bit about food, talked a lot about drugs. I feel like that was a good use of our time. Also, too, so we have the other show tomorrow. I'm not going to be there, but we have What the Fuck Wednesdays on the studios. If you haven't liked, share, subscribe to our channel with regards to my channel, too, as well. Duffy, you have Killing with Kindness is in Toronto. You want to plug it quick?
Yeah, just follow at Killing with Kindness comedy on Instagram. All the updates will be there.
Awesome. And check out Upside Down Studios. Check out Gina the Genetic Marvel on YouTube, as well as Eargasm everywhere. That has been our show. We're back. I am doing the dailies with regards to my Transformer because it's fucking awesome, just so you guys know.
Did you get my message? I was on your thing for a minute.
Yeah.
I got a Hanukkah calendar and a Lent calendar. It's all those Star Wars Legos you got to put together.
Yeah, I'll do that. No problem. So,
dude, I think they're all still put together. I was eating mushrooms and I was just fucking...
So yeah, this is how far I got. There's 10 bags, so I'm doing a bag a day and just constructing on a thing. So I'm gonna do another one tomorrow during the day probably, and then do a couple at night. But so tomorrow is What the Fuck Wednesday. I have another gig with something else. Then Thursday I'm gonna be doing this. Friday we have Stay at Home. Yeah, Generation Dan's on Thursday. That's about it, guys. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Good night, guys. Ryan and Sploosh. I think that's good. All right. Later, everyone. Have a good night.
1, 2.